I almost bury and forget this horrifying experience, but I chose to share this here when I read a similar story regarding mine. Way back in August 2013, we had just transferred to our new house located in a new subdivision here in Cavite. It's a city in the Philippines. For the first 2 consecutive days, there's no scary or weird events we experienced. Everything is fine, and I'm going to start liking my new room. It's not a very big room, just enough to house 1 person. It's located on the 2nd floor. It had a wide window with a sliding glass wherein from there you can see the road and a vacant lot on the other side of the road. Back to the story. One clear night, the time was around 2 a.m. My parents were completely asleep, and I am the only one who's awake in our house. I was in my room, laying on my bed, busy playing video games on my iPad when I suddenly heard strange noises. At first, I just ignored it, thinking it was coming from the video game. Minutes passed, and the drowsiness suddenly hit me, and I turned off the iPad. I had a small speaker on my bedside table, and I started playing Lana Del Rey songs. I was half asleep that time when the strange sound came back and woke me up. It was louder this time, and it's like coming from outside the house. It sounds like buzzing bees, or maybe sounds like a group of people are whispering or murmuring. This time, I just can't stand the annoying sound, so I gained enough courage to peek through my window, and I was so surprised at the thing I saw on the road. A group of headless people were having a procession. Each of them were holding unlit candles, but the more horrifying was that the very first lane was a person with a head in a white suit raising a cross. I felt like I was having a heart attack at the very moment. My heart was beating so fast, and I am covered with my very cold sweat, and my knees was trembling like I am going to collapse. I immediately went to the kitchen and drank a glass of cold water. I got the feeling of fear going back to my bedroom, so I knocked at my parents' room and asked them if I could sleep in their room, even on the floor. So they agreed, and I told them what I had just saw. My father believed me because he confessed that he was also experiencing weird events and feelings when he goes home late at night. Few days later, and we got our house blessed, and I still can't put my finger on it of exactly what happened that night. Old Man Courtner. Courtner Road in Pueblo is the place to be on Halloween night. Everyone goes there, freaks each other out, goes home, and gets drunk. That's all there is to do in Pueblo. But on any other night, it's just a regular road with regular houses. One morning, at around 1 a.m., my cousin Matt and I were goofing around after hours, thinking we were cool. We drove by the old Courtner house. It was really scary. I had been past it a few times, but I had never really looked at it. It's burnt down, and half of it is gone, but the basement is still there. Matt parked the car. He turned off all the lights and told me the story. Old Man Courtner lived there with his wife and 2 kids. He was a member of the KKK. He would kill African Americans in his basement. One day, he went crazy and killed his dog. When his wife asked him about it, he chased her through the woods around their house. Finally, he caught up with her and shot her. He shot his son too, but the daughter, he hung her in a tree so people driving by could see her. I could feel shivers, and I told Matt to drive the car. He took off slowly. He glanced in the mirror to see cars behind us. He hit the brakes and smacked the rear view mirror. He looked at me and then kept driving. Nothing was said. It was too scary for the both of us. I glanced up in the mirror and saw the scariest face looking at me from the back seat. I turned to the back seat and it was gone. Matt kept driving. We were way too afraid to tell each other what we saw. We drove a little further and we saw a little girl walking across the street in a little pink dress. I started to scream and Matt swerved so he wouldn't hit her. We wrecked right in front of the tree that Courtner hung his daughter in. I checked the gas gauges before I passed out. They were flying from 20 to 90, back and forth. Matt was flying around the entire car. I had my seatbelt. For some reason, it unbuckled and hit me in the face. Just before I hit my head in the dash, I saw Courtner. I know it was him, standing in front of the car. Our car jolted, and I was knocked out. When I woke up, Matt was sitting motionless in the driver's seat. I asked how long I had been out. "Only a few minutes," he said. He got out of the car to check the damage. We had hit an electric fence and 2 barbed wire fences and a tree. The car had barely any damage. We were about to back the car out when the back end lifted up. Matt got out and went to check what we were stuck on. Nothing. We drove home. A few nights later, we had to prove to our friends that the Courtner stories weren't just all talk. They were real. Matt was in the back seat with his friends, Trent and Clint, and my friend Jennifer was up in front with me. I pulled the car up to the entrance to the house. I shut it off just like Matt did. Our plan was to go in the basement, but when we all got out, Matt didn't. We thought at first that he was scared, but his door wouldn't open. We pulled on the lock with pliers and tried to pry the door open. It wouldn't budge. Finally, we all decided to get back in the car. We drove a little ways down the road, and I saw Courtner in my rearview mirror. Jennifer saw him out of her side mirror too. He stood there watching us in the middle of the road, behind our car. I didn't want to scare Matt. He was already shaken up. A little while later, my seatbelt tightened. Now, it didn't just pull. It tightened so hard that my seat got knocked backward. I started to cry and threw the seatbelt off of me. We couldn't believe it. We finally got back on South Road. We went to take Trent, Clint, and Matt home. When we got home, we saw from the outside on the back window Matt and Courtner Road. Ever since that night, if anyone mentions Courtner Road, Matt can't see out of his left eye and I get a bloody nose. Every time, never again will Courtner be viewed as a party place on Halloween. It wants me and my cousin to go back and never come home.